welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and notification bell, tell your friends. Welcome to 2 Tons of Fun Friday. We're going to start off with 1,000 Pound Sisters, Season 4, Episode 2. Can't have your cake and eat it too. Okay, Jamal, how are you this Good Friday?
It's so far so mellow, I can say. So can't complain too much. Watched Miami this morning. I see why people feel the way they feel about Alexia now. Yeah. So that was
Mm-hmm.
aggravating. That was aggravating. I was saying
um,
like, I watched the 1,000 pound people last night, and
mm-hmm,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This
mm-hmm,
episode of 1,000 Pound Sisters did nothing for me. I really did not care about nobody.
mm-hmm,
I mean,
mm-hmm.
like, cared about nobody. I mean, to me, the star of the episode was Gage, and that's real sad when the story is about
Oh,
the sisters. Gage was a star because he Gage kind of broke my nerves, but he threw them fresh peaches on the ground. Like, I don't want this. But when you think about it, it makes sense because when
he ain't used to
Amy and
eating good food.
because remember it was interesting because I know we're gonna be jumping around, but this kind of stuck out to me. So the scene where they went to the gynecologist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, the gynecologist, she was like the second co-star, because she was hilarious. Did you see her roll her eyes? Like Amy was saying something, she was like this big, really?
Yeah.
Because she was not here. She was not there for it. She was not
Nope.
there for it, and she noticed right away that,
Mm-hmm.
oh, hi Gage. Oh, he's so cute. I see he's eating crackers. I was like, oops, here we go. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, and then she used that to segue into Amy's eating habits.
Uh-huh.
And she asked her about her diet. She's like, oh, basically since I'm pregnant, I just been eating whatever I want. And the doctor looked at her like,
Bitch, you
bitch,
fat.
no, what?
That's how I heard it. I heard, bitch, you fat.
You is
And
real
then
high,
she,
basically,
but
you is
you
real
heard
high
Amy
risk,
saying that string cheese was a proper food.
child,
What
child.
natural cheese is string cheese? What natural cheese is string
Right,
cheese?
right. I mean, yeah, no. And the doctor was real nice about it. She's like, you are high risk, which is, I'm like, okay, you're fat, quit eating so much. That's the way I took the doctor, what she was saying, because and this can happen. And I'm like, whoa, because basically it can lead to her high blood pressure, and during pregnancy it can cause like preeclampsia. I'm like, oh, that's what Stanberry had. I'm like, see, nah, 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 nah. And Amy's like, oh, I guess I gotta like start getting back on track. I'm like, you,
She
ma'am,
was never on track. She was never on track. After the surgery, she was just letting the weight fall off because of the surgery, but she
right?
stalled and then she got pregnant. I don't like all of these people in this family have done nothing mentally or nutritionally wise in order to help change their lives and change their attitudes towards food in order to be like bring their weight down. None of them.
And I like the doctor when she said, oh, what did she say? She said Amy got pregnant way too fast after her surgery, and now she's pregnant again. I'm like, ooh,
Mhm.
the doctor was not happy with her on all fronts.
Nope. And I would have been really pissed. I If I was the doctor and she came in my office dressed like that, I'd have been like, "Don't you ever come back here looking like this. Put on proper clothes, take a bath, and put on proper clothes that cover yourself and put on a bra." Like she just looked like I saw her drawers. I saw her
Mm,
drawers. Thank God she had on some.
mm-hmm,
But I'm gonna need like stop focusing so much on the Papa Smurf hair
mm-hmm.
and start like with basic hygiene for you and your child. Because I am not a mother. I am not Miss Universe. But my God, these people do not look. Anywho, I don't care. Whatever. She's just a full on disappointment to me. Um, but okay, go ahead. So who we see next? Tammy doing throat farts. I didn't understand what that was. She says she's sticking to a diet. Where? Next we see Amanda and Misty going down to the YMCA to exercise. They're looking at classes which they don't feel comfortable with, and I can relate to that. I could
Hmm.
relate to that. Then they went over to the gym section where the machines are, and a trainer came over. Like, okay, I have a phobia regarding gyms. I'm allergic. So, but I do know that the trainers hang out there and they are charismatic and will come over because they're looking to get students. No, that's not the right word.
Right. Clients.
Clients. They're looking to get clients. So, a part of that is sex appeal because I'm not going
Hmm.
to go with a trainer that looked like Michael. I'm going to go with the trainer that walked up to them at the gym. All right? Because that he's selling his self. He's selling what he's done to his physique in the hopes that my fat ass could get something similar. And I'm going to pay him for it. And he's going to have to charm me into getting onto those machines and doing the burpees and all of that until I get sick and tired of his ass and I stop coming. Basically, that's it. That's how I feel. But what I did realize was we got the background on Amanda and the breakdown of her marriage. She's been
Right.
separated for 2 years. She's blaming all of that emotional turmoil on her eating and blowing back up again. No, boo, that wasn't it. Y'all just don't have any educational tools that y'all need with regards to nutrition and how to manage stress and your addiction to food. All of y'all.
And I did not realize Amy and Amanda married brothers.
They had mentioned it before because I remembered that and I only watched last season. So I think they said it when they was going to the cabin.
Got it, because I think I tuned. I will say this. I tune Amy out a lot because she don't make no sense a
Mhm.
whole lot of time. I really don't care. I don't care about her, but that completely slipped my mind. And the problem with Amanda is this. Remember we talked about this last week. How
Mhm.
Amanda says all the right things. Like she gives all of the great advice, but does not take it herself. And
She's Megan without the
I'm like,
tantrums.
you're giving like you give all this great advice to
Mhm.
everyone else. I'm like, why are you not taking this yourself? It makes no sense because everything she's saying is the right thing. It's what they need
Mhm.
to hear. And with this revelation, here's the
Mhm.
thing. It doesn't excuse her behavior, but it gives me more insight because I have a feeling whereas the other girls turn to food, like the whole family turns to
Mhm.
food, what she
Mhm.
does is she turns to food. She actually recognizes what she's doing wrong, but when she's not in the proper mental headspace,
Mhm.
she internalizes, like she
Mhm.
internalizes her issues because she feels she needs to try to take care of everyone else. And when you do that, you can't help anyone else unless you help yourself first.
Taking
And what
care of everyone else except Tammy because nobody wants to take care of Tammy.
okay, but I mean, I'll be honest. I don't even know them, and I wouldn't want to take care of Tammy. That's just for real,
Yeah.
for real. But now I think
Mhm.
Amanda's kind of understanding, like there's no one else to do this for. Like you no longer have a husband. Like now she needs to do this for herself and her kids because she can't keep going down this rabbit hole. She's just one of those people. She can see what's wrong with her. She
Mhm.
sees it, but she doesn't do anything about it. And she wasn't in the mental space to really do it for herself, to be completely honest. And I think
Mhm.
in this episode, she let us know, like, you know what, I didn't take care of myself. I just wasn't in the mental headspace to really do it. And I think what happens is that when she gets upset with herself, when you internalize things, it tends to come out towards other people down the road. And I think
Mhm.
that's what she. I think that's what's happened with Tammy, because Tammy is an easy target because Tammy doesn't put in the work. Tammy is lazy. There's a lot of things wrong with Tammy, so it's easier to explode on Tammy. Because if you notice, she doesn't explode on the other siblings. It's just Tammy, because Tammy is the one who's the closest to death of all of them, and she's the youngest.
No, I thought Amy was the youngest.
Is Amy the youngest?
Yeah, yeah. Listen,
Oh,
she bullies the rest of them, so they don't really talk back to her. Tammy has learned her bullying from Amanda, and Tammy fights back with Amanda, and Amanda don't like it, and that's why. Like, look, okay, go back to last week when they went to that little amusement park, and then they went to lunch, right? You heard Chris say, "My family got a lot of problems with how we eat." And basically he was like, pick and choose your battles. So he sat down and ordered a brisket. All right, so he's Amanda was leading that charge. He wasn't gonna go
mm,
up against her,
mm,
so he decided to eat bad just like the rest of them. You see what I'm
true.
saying?
But you've always
So
said that though.
yep, so she intimidates and bullies them, but where she lashes out is when she's challenged by her grasshopper Tammy, and she don't like it. So that's why they get into the verbal fisticuffs.
I go okay. So I just have to relook it up. Amazing that I forgot this. Because they're so close in age. They're only like what 10, 12 months apart,
Oh,
if
they
that.
Irish twins?
Yeah, because they. I just looked it up just because I was like, okay, when you said like
I
Amy's
don't know
young, like,
why I thought
oh
Amy is the youngest, but I could be wrong. I could be
no, you're
wrong.
right. No, you're absolutely right. Because Tammy just turned 35 and Amy just turned 34.
They're how old?
35 and 34.
Well, shit. I'm about to be 53, so I think I look a whole lot better than they do. My God. Not saying
that's
I'm Miss Universe. Just saying.
but like when you have health issues, it could take a toll on you.
Yes, that's true, but I don't know why I thought that they were older.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Um, I don't know. It's like this is supposed to be Thousand Pound Sisters, and I guess because they're running out of storyline with Amy and Tammy, that they're trying to incorporate the rest of the family. But
Mm-hmm.
are we that interested in the rest of the family?
Here's a problem, and here's the real world problem with this situation is that we're not really that invested in Tammy and Amy for the most part, if we're being honest.
Because there's
Um,
no progression.
yeah, it's like they're. Here's what happened, in my opinion. These two together on their own stalled out, and then they had to bring in side characters to help them along. But the problem is the side characters are stuck in the same place as the main characters, and the one side character who's doing anything is Chris, and we're not that interested in him.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they all went into they all went into like a wellness center together, like a family wellness
Mhm.
thing. If we were all, could you imagine all of them living on like some ranch, like Biggest Loser, and they all had to stay there for like a season? That would intrigue me because y'all can't go nowhere. You can't run. Y'all all stuck there with Tammy. That would intrigue me. Here's why: because they're all competitive. Well, most of them are competitive. Well, no, Amanda's competitive. Sorry. And it would be interesting to see them as a family go through this together because you would have no choice but to make progress. And the reason is because if you don't make no progress, you're gonna get canceled. So it's a win-win. Either they make progress, it's a yay, or they get canceled, which is a yay. So we win either way.
I don't know. I think the only way that I would tolerate doing that, watching that, is if it was some sort of like Lord of the Flies thing where they wound up eating each other or something. I don't know, just like an elimination and like,
Oh, weight loss survivor.
but it would have to be like a mortal elimination because I'm so sick and tired of these people.
And
I'm
Tammy
so
was,
sick and tired of them.
and Amy in her confessional made a great point. She said Tammy has had oodles of chance, like buku amounts of chances, and she's done nothing. It's just like, and here's the thing, I
But
feel bad.
so has Amy. She's a
Yeah,
hypocrite. Well, her cross-eyed
well,
self.
leave her alone.
I
And here's the
can't.
thing, this family has had so many opportunities. Y'all have had Doctor Now, y'all have Doctor Proctor. Now
Dr.
y'all have brought
Smith.
in Dr. Smith, and now y'all have brought in top flight Dr. Connie, and you still can't do nothing with all of this help. I would. Here's the thing. I was irritated when I saw Dr. Connie because I was like, Dr. Connie, you too good for this, but you getting that TLC, another TLC check. But okay,
She
go
is
ahead.
under contract, exclusive contract with Sharp Entertainment. But I
And
did
it
say,
was,
why didn't they bring her on?
and I was sitting here like, this is annoying me. And here's why. I look at someone like Tammy, who's in her position, right? Who
Mhm.
is so close to death. And this is verified. This is out there. And
Mhm.
then you have someone like Vanessa, who has vastly limited resources compared to what they have, and she's just doing the thing. And it's frustrating because you see people like Vanessa who could really use these resources that Tammy and her family are wasting. And that's
Mhm.
where I got frustrated. When I saw Dr. Connie pop up on the screen, I'm like, you know what? This is just ridiculous. Y'all are doing everything for this family and they're doing nothing. And I had to think back, I'm like, I see why Debbie gets mad at these people. Every time I try to give people benefit of the doubt, they do something wrong or are being ridiculous, and they make me like, you know what? I see why Debbie be mad at these people. It's always that way.
Well, look, that's a very good quality that you have. You have more patience than I do. And I just equate it to me being nearer to death. So basically, like, I don't have time for this bullshit. And I also chalk it up to that I don't have, like, from the beginning with them. I
Hmm.
just have from last season and this season.
Right.
And I guess I'm coming in at the end of the gravy train.
Yes.
So it's kind of sloppy. And I couldn't imagine watching this from the beginning, from wherever, whichever doctor they started off with on whatever
Hmm.
show, and I've gotten this far down the line. I would be so disappointed, like how I am with Sister Wives. I've watched the 17 seasons, well, at least most of them, but I've watched from the beginning, and I've been trying to figure out through 17 seasons, how does this make sense? And we've gotten to I've gotten to 17 seasons, and I still can't figure out how this makes sense. I would be pissed. I couldn't imagine like two shows that I'm this pissed at. Right now, I just have to be pissed at Sister Wives. But this is a joke. This is a joke. And I don't like, I cannot have compassion for anyone in this family. I will give a modicum of grace to Chris because he's 6 months post op.
Right.
But I'm gonna need him to like dig down, pull up his belly flap, and find his balls. And like when he goes out with his family, make better choices because it seems like you're making good choices at home. Not the best, but good choices.
Hmm.
Don't follow bad choices just because you're sitting down and having a family meal.
Right. No, and that's really true. With this family, and I think what I've noticed reality TV as a whole is, and especially with the weight loss shows, I'm gonna be honest, it's mostly for the weight loss shows, for at least for me. When I don't see progress in my characters and they've had the resources to do it, it just frustrates me even
Mm-hmm.
more. And I think that's where I get frustrated with them. It's just like you have. It's not like you're not given resources. You're giving the resources, and you're actively choosing not to use them, or
And
you're
these
actively
are
not
like
choosing to pray for them.
surgeries. this is serious. This isn't like a makeover with makeup that you can like wash off at the next, night or whatever. They're having medical procedures one. It doesn't feel like okay. We're not. And I saw Tammy's reaction to Dr. Connie shutting down. I'm not talking about that. Like at first, my
Mhm.
reaction was, "Bitch, you don't know that she got to approve you for your surgery." And then I realized when I saw the preview for next week, and she was even more belligerent with Dr. Connie. And I was like, oh, wow. So she knows that Dr. Connie's going to authorize her anyway because it's Sharp Productions. She knows she's getting that surgery because it is what it is. This is part of the story arc. And I was like, this
Mhm.
is so wrong on so many different levels. And I was so disappointed because if I
Exactly.
knew that my approval for this surgery was hinging on me passing the medical the counseling, my 6 sessions, and I really wanted to lose weight and I really wanted to make a change because I did learn something from almost dying, and I'm sitting here with a fucking trach in my throat, and I'm farting through it every 5 minutes, and it's clogging up with boogers every other night, stopping my dumb ass from breathing. I would sit down and talk with this woman and find out what the fuck is my problem. And I would not be ordering a cup of pepperoni and a hot dog at my rehab center. What kind of rehab center is this?
So basically,
You
what
saw
I
that
can
cup of
explain that.
pepperoni?
I know why they do it. So this is what it is, and I know it doesn't look the best choice, but this is how you get people started on keto. It's a very high fat, no carb, um, high protein diet, and what is designed to do is to put you into ketosis to help your body use the fat you have as an energy source versus using carbohydrates.
But hot dog?
Yeah, because
It was in a
it's still
bread,
protein.
right?
No, no, no,
Was it
no. It
in the
was just a
bread?
hot dog alone. Nope.
It was just hot dog alone. And what about the lasagna? The
See,
lasagna, the
that's
pasta.
here's the problem though. They have an issue with that. Is that you're offering these patients lasagna and they're supposed to be losing weight, but what they're trying to do, they offer it just to see will the patient make the right choices. Remember, Tammy
Mm.
said like she's in control of her own weight loss. So they don't really they try to deprive you, but they put it on there so to see if you make the right choices. And then when you start making the wrong choices, that's when they take you into counseling and like, look, this is the food choices you're making. These aren't correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My thing is, if
Hot
it were my
dog.
facility, I just wouldn't offer it.
Hot dog though. Like I don't know. Okay, so Ryan says, why is she, hold on, why is she like that with the therapist? Is it because she doesn't want to take accountability?
Yeah, for
I,
sure. Tammy just said the
Ryan
Tammy has never
says,
been made. To me, Tammy has never been made to take accountability. So why should she start now?
okay, so Ryan says, I don't think it's a bariatric rehab center. It might be a nursing home with rehab. Why have those other people been there for years? I have to agree with you on that because someone said that it was the only place that could take her as a person of her size. Like they had facilities to accommodate a person of her size.
Mm.
So, oof, maybe isn't a dedicated bariatric. Um,
That's what I was thinking too. Because I was thinking that's a good point. Like, I was wondering why would you offer them lasagna in a bariatric facility, but to this point, maybe it's more of a nursing home and not a bariatric specific place. Maybe it's a nursing home that can cater to bariatric patients.
well, look, Ryan says a hot dog or lasagna with salad and breadsticks is not part of a healthy diet for someone wanting to lose weight. The only thing this center is offering food wise is portion control. Mm, I don't
And it's
know. I
well,
just, but then another thing that got me was that they could go out and go and get Burger King,
right,
and Chris can bring in, a barbecue that could feed half of the nursing home.
but he did. He's like he said he tried to make it as healthy as possible, and that casserole did sound good. I'm not going to sit here and lie about that.
Mm.
I'm not gonna sit here and
Well, it
lie about
made her
that. It
put
did
on
sound
10
good,
pounds.
right? Now I
Either
have a
that
question for
or
you.
the Burger King.
Here's the thing, and I'm
Hmm.
not trying to be mean to Tammy on this one, but you're doing so good with all this weight loss. The food that Chris fixed
Hmm.
was pretty much on the healthier side
Uh-huh.
because he did rice, cauliflower, all that good stuff, right? I'm like, well,
Hmm.
he did a good job for the most part,
He did, but you noticed that Tammy didn't like it because it was too healthy.
right? And it sounded good, but here's what kind of put me in a
Hmm.
space. She said with Dr. Connie that I'm stronger than I thought I was. Like when my friends go and get Burger King, I was gonna go with them, but at the last minute I pulled out. I'm like, okay. At first I was like, okay, Tammy, great job, fantastic job, you're
You
coming
believe
along.
that?
Hold on, for a hot minute, for a hot minute. Let me tell you where the hot minute turned into a hot second. That hot minute turned into a hot second when she stepped on that scale and gained 10 pounds. I'm like, you lie. You just straight lie. That's all you do is lie. You're not gonna sit here and tell me. You can't do that. You can't sit there and tell me. Now, if Chris had came in there with pans of brisket, homemade mac and cheese, candied yams, stuff. If he had done that, I could have said, like, what, Tammy, we're gonna give you this one time. That I would turn it the cornbread. We would have turned that down either. I could see why you gained 10 pounds. I got you, but he didn't do all that. So you just up here lying, and
No, she
no.
didn't lie. She didn't lie. She said she was going to get up and go with them, but she didn't. What
They
she
brought it back.
neglected to tell them
They
was
brought
that
it back.
she
They brought
slipped
it
them a
back.
$20 and told them, bring me back the entire right side of the menu and we good.
Yep. They brought it back to her.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that she used those words. She said, "I didn't go." She didn't say, "I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get nothing." Good, good, good,
Yep.
good, good pickup on that. It's all in the wording.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Yanni says they never learn how to make good choices. That it's the rehab to teach them not just do portion control. I can get less than 400 calories in a fast food place, but not all calories are the same.
Mm-hmm.
True. Hold on. At least he made rice cauliflower covered in cheese sauce, but baby
Yes.
steps. Yeah, because it was he
Yeah.
did rice cauliflower and then broccoli
Broccoli casserole.
cheese, broccoli casserole, and
Mm-hmm.
then turkey links, turkey
Mm-hmm.
sausages or something. But why did he bring such a big container though? Was he feeding
Well,
the nurses?
either the way I took it is that he was basically he's feeding all the siblings, and maybe she was going to invite some friends over or something. I don't know, but it was a lot of food. But she could have kept that for leftovers, in my
Wow.
opinion.
Or trade it for Burger King.
True,
Mm-mm.
but when she gained 10 pounds, like you sat up and lied to me. I have no hope for you now. Zero hope.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Can't believe anything she says because you're not gonna sit there and gain 10 pounds in a week, especially at her size. If you are following the program the way you're supposed to be,
What'd you think about her crying, saying she won't go home?
she just wanna go eat. That's just my personal opinion. And it's just that's just the way I see it. And here's the thing: she's not a person who likes regimen, who likes accountability, and she. I don't want to say people are lost causes, but in this particular situation, due to her mental state, I think she's a lost cause. She just doesn't really want to do it because if you're really fighting for your life and you really want to do this, you do what Vanessa's doing with less, and she's not doing it. So I'm not gonna sit here and invest any kind of emotional um, investment into this child. Like she is who she is. She wants to eat and be fat. She's probably Megan's cousin down the road somewhere because she acts like Megan.
I also think the downfall with a lot of salads is not really like the greens parts or the vegetables. It's the dressing that you put on top and some of the
Yeah.
added stuff like
Hmm.
croutons and bacon bits and all of that crap that we put on as top. And
Well,
you might have started off with a really good leafy, um, beautiful green salad, but then when we load it up with all sorts of crap, that's where it
well,
goes horribly wrong.
that's not now. If you're using fresh real bacon, you're fine. It's the bacon bits you buy at Safeway for 99 cents. That's the problem because it's full of sodium and all that good stuff. So yeah.
It's the dressing. Yep.
Oh, the dressing is huge.
Anything
You
cream
have to be
based,
careful.
forget it.
Yeah.
It
Hmm.
just toss the salad. It makes no sense.
And you can't let them put the dressing on there for you. You have to get the dressing on the side because they love to give you a whole bunch of dressing. So they love to give you a whole bunch of dressing to weigh that salad down, so you got to pay more. Just saying,
Oh my god, you're so
it's
bad.
it's the truth. That's why they ask you, like, oh, do you want the dressing? Like, okay, when you go to any kind of salad place where they have to weigh it, you always tell them
Mhm.
on the side because, like, I'm not sure if you guys have them out there, but this place called Mixed, they make your salad. They make the salads for you. Yeah,
Mhm.
you never tell like if they. I think Mixed is per salad, but the places that make it for you, but they weigh you out, you always get the
Mhm.
dressing on the side because they put maybe a half a ladle of dressing that weighs your salad down that makes you pay more. Get it on
Oh
the side.
god.
That way they don't charge you for it.
Just get oil and vinegar with some ground black pepper and some lemon. There you go.
Uh, I'm gonna say to my balsamic, thank you.
What? Have you never done homemade dressing? It's so awesome. At least you know what's
It's
going into
been
it.
it's been a long time, and I did it. I think I did it once or twice, and I was disappointed. So I said, you know what, I'll just suffer with these little balsamic people over here.
Oh
So I
my
do like my
god.
cream based. I do like my cream based dressing. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
you like that ranch thing. I don't
Sure
I
do.
don't understand that, but okay.
Sure do.
Yes,
Ranch, baby.
iceberg lettuce is trash, nutritionally. It
Yes,
it is
it is.
nothing.
Right.
Baby kale spring mix at Tammy's yeah, I doubt it. And flavored balsamic vinegar. Ooh. Mm. Yeah, I mean, oil and vinegar, easiest dressing known to man. Um, let's see. What else did we see here?
I saw nothing else, to be completely honest.
Mm,
Except the fact that Amy really wanted a girl, but she's getting a boy.
oh, I think Ryan mentioned something about that she's kind of glad that she's having a boy because she was concerned about Amy teaching hygiene to a girl. Well, you know what? I'm concerned about her teaching hygiene to a boy because he got to know how to wash his nuts. Like, what if she didn't get him circumcised? She's got to teach him how to pull it back and clean under there. Like, there's so many different things. Like, she's not the cleanest person. So, boy, girl, cat, dog, I have concerns about her caring for them. That's just me as a non parent, just judgy.
I just think with them, they want the easy way, and I think I can't remember who else said this last week that they just want to take the easy way out, and
Mhm.
it's annoying at this point because they have too many. It's a waste of resources at this point, in my opinion.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it really is.
And actually, I joined Heidi last night on her show, and there was a young lady there named Tina who has gone through the bariatric situation, and she says that these shows are doing a disservice to the vast majority of people who do go for these surgeries because the majority are not the extremes like
Hmm.
5, 6, 700 pounds like how these people are. um
Right.
they're less, they weigh less. And the success rate for these extreme cases aren't the greatest, but for everyone
Mhm.
else who's really interested in making a change in lifestyle, becoming healthier, and wants to put in the work, then these surgeries do have a higher success rate. And she's also a little concerned with regards to the lack of mental preparedness for these patients, because she remembered what she had to go through. So, I mean, it was a very interesting conversation from the point of view of someone who has had the surgery.
Mhm.
Um, and if you're interested, just head on over to Heidi Black's channel. Her show from last night. We discussed this show, like the 2 tons of fun episodes. Um, and Tina was, I was very interested in everything that she had to say. So that's my 2 cents on that. Anything else on this show?
Not for me. I mean, that's all I really took away from the show. I think with this show, and I think we talked about this in the last couple of weeks, is that
Hmm.
in order to get through this show, you're gonna have to take the blinders off and really look at it for what it is and what these characters um, are saying and doing, because
Hmm.
it's they're portraying one thing, but then you have to listen to what they're saying and, but okay, you're saying, you're really saying one thing and doing another,
Hmm.
and it's not, and they're not even being like secretive with it. They're just the hypocrisy just comes out naturally, and
Hmm.
it's really sad that people have access to like such great resources and don't
Right.
use them properly.
I have a VIP or MVP or whatever of this episode. And it was that poor little nurse that was pushing Tammy in that wheelchair. My God. Kudos to you, girl, for pushing all 583.9 pounds of, of Tammy to her weigh in. Wow. I know I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it. But
And
anyway,
for me,
y'all.
before we
Mm-mm.
go, for me,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, not there's no need to be mean to the characters at all, but there's nothing wrong with stating facts as they lay.
Mm-hmm.
Tammy is just not going to do what she needs to do. And for me, the way I'm going to take it is I'm going to just take it week by week, but I'm not going to, if she does any improvement, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, because she has shown us that she's going to backslide.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't, like,
She's
no one in this family takes
like,
anything
well,
seriously.
I mean, they backslide. It is interesting that this with this family they backslide, but there's always an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
It's always an excuse. I mean, it's one thing to explain what's going on in your life. Like Amanda, I get it. She with her, she's willing to take accountability, but she's not at the place where she's changed her actions yet. And that's where she differs from everyone else. Chris is still in the honeymoon phase, so we're gonna have to watch him. But I think he's gonna backslide as well. It's just a feeling I have.
You think so? Mm.
I think so, because remember you said he caved into peer pressure around his family food wise. So unless he
Mhm.
limits his time with his family when they're eating, he's going to backslide. If that makes sense, he's
Yes,
really
but I might have a little bit of hope for him, because based on what he prepared for
mhm.
Tammy, he has the tools to cook healthier meals for himself.
Yes.
Like, I look at Amy in the kitchen. Look at Amy in the kitchen.
Oof.
You know, I compare that to what Chris is doing. Like, he has more potential to succeed than Amy does.
Hmm. I can go with that, but I'm gonna use past behaviors as a whole,
Mhm.
and but I'll hold out a little hope for Chris. I've already written off. I'm writing off Tammy and Amy, because we know they're gonna backslide.
Well,
We
Amy
know
never
that.
started. I'm just going to call a thing a thing. Amy never started. She got the surgery and she thought the surgery was the golden ticket. She ain't had to put in no work. And they should have never given her that surgery. It's just a lack of education on all of their parts. Sorry. Sorry. This is just stupid. It's just stupid. Even
Mm-mm-mm.
oh, Chris's wife looks smaller. Have we seen her yet?
I
Is
don't. I
Amy in
haven't.
the
I haven't.
kitchen?
Not yet. No, I don't think so.
She was in the kitchen. Was it this episode or last episode where she was mixing together something nasty? And I didn't know if that was for the dog or for her. I'm like, ugh, she's so repulsive. So repulsive. Anywho, all right. So I'm done with this episode. This was Thousand Pound
Yep.
Sisters season 4, episode 2. Can't have cake and eat it too. Um, Up next at the top of the hour, we'll talk about a better show, except for one character, Thousand Pound Best Friends, and then after that, we'll do Real Housewives of Miami. Hope you can join us for that. Jamal, any final thoughts?
No, we're good.
All right, y'all. See y'all at the top of the hour. Bring your notes. And thanks for all of the great comments in the live chat. Can't wait to see your comments from Replay Crew. Can't wait to drag Megan next hour. Oh my God, Ryan. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Hold on. Let me go back here. I'm going to leave this up at the end of our show. Thank you, Ryan. So well put. All right. Until next time, Jamal.
Yep.